Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. I'm having a bit of issues with the microphone right now. So if the sound is a little off, just let me know. I'm trying to fix it, but if I can't fix it by today, I'll work on it today and then have it fixed by tomorrow. So let me just finish getting this all set up and then we can get started. Market's opening in about 10 minutes. So I got to speed this up a little bit. I was trying to fix the microphone pretty much all morning. Let's see. All right, looks good. All right, everything looks good for the most part. All right. Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Like I just mentioned a little while ago, I'm having an issue with the microphone. The microphone is projecting from my iMac. It's not projecting from my actual microphone. So if the volume is kind of off, it might be a bit of an issue today. I'm not sure if it is. If it is, let me know so I can try to fix it. But for the most part, I've been trying to fix it all morning. For whatever reason, it doesn't connect. So if it does have issues today, it's fine. I'll fix it by today, and then it'll be ready tomorrow. But right now, the market's opening in 9 minutes, so I don't think I really have much time for me to play around with this microphone. I don't want to mess it up before the live session starts. So 6:22 right now. Market is opening in about 8 minutes. Once the market opens, we can determine whether we want to trade for a bias, for a long bias, or for a short bias. Morning, Girish. Morning, Adrian. Morning, Randy. Morning, Peter. Morning, Galmas. Morning, Lisa. Morning, CJ. Morning, Miles. Morning, Abraham. Morning, everybody. So it looks like the mic is all right because the mic on the iMac is good. It's just I think it's crispier on the actual microphone, but it's all right. So I'll fix that tomorrow. But for right now, I think we're good. So let me just see what we got going over here. All right, perfect. Looks like everyone can hear me all right. Paul confirmed that US 30 is 74% short. Let me go check that right now. Morning, Esther. Morning, everybody. So looking at this right now, currently the retail sentiment is 74% short. Looking over at the futures data is currently 102 points in the green. So it's very bullish right now. We do have some news, I think, today. Let me refresh this real quick. Today's Tuesday. We have CV consumer confidence at 7. Then we have Richmond manufacturing index and new home sales. So we got a couple of news events today at 7, 30 minutes after market open. We'll see what happens when that comes out. It'll probably affect the market a bit. I don't think it'll really affect it that much, but we'll see. Obviously we'll be on the lookout. Morning, Lisa. Nice. Yeah, Lisa's still in Bali, enjoying life out there. Being out in Bali and trading, it sounds like fun. I'm probably gonna start doing that soon. I need to buy the new MacBook, and then when I travel, I'll be bringing my my laptop with me so I can trade with you guys even while I'm on vacation because I enjoy doing this. So I don't know. I can't really go a day without trading, honestly. Like trading is just too fun for me. So even if I was on vacation, I would want to trade in the morning at least. And then go on with my day, right? Just pretty much how I do now. It's just doing whatever I want to do after. But anyways, looking at US 30. So also Paul and Miles did confirm with us that today is Trap Tuesday, which is typical, right, for Tuesday. A lot of people call Tuesday Trap Tuesday because there's a lot of traps that are set. People always remind me and I always forget, but last week I actually paid attention and I didn't get caught in those traps. So generally on Tuesday, you'll see a lot of traps being set, a lot of whipsaws, a lot of back and forth movement. So something to keep in mind today, if you guys are trading or if you guys want to trade, be careful, right? Be aware of how the market's moving, and make sure to only take trades when you're absolutely positive they're going in your direction. Because last thing you want to do is get caught in on the wrong side of the market, and then have market bounce back and forth and then stress you out because you're just not sure exactly where it's going. So if you do trade today, be careful, be very cautious. Also, if you're nervous, then use a smaller lot size. You don't have to trade every single day. You don't have to take every single trade. What you can do is you can also just be conservative and wait for the best trades to appear. So morning, Professor. Morning, everybody. Morning, Jay. Let's check the bias right now for the technicals. For the 1 minute right here, we have a bullish bias. Reason for that is because price is above the pivots. However, trend meter is red, so it's a bit indecisive right now. We'll look over the 3 minute. It's currently indecisive as well. Reason for that is because price is just right down the middle. It's not really pushing above or below the pivots. Going to the 10 minute over here, it's currently bullish, and the reason for that is because price is above the pivots and the trend meter is green. But it is starting to just go sideways, right? So pretty much on all these time frames right here, there's no real strong bias because price isn't like way above or way below. It's just right down the middle. So on the 10 minute, price is in the middle, 3 minute price is in the middle, 1 minute price is in the middle. So looking on the technical side, there's no real bias. Everything is pretty much just going sideways. What we would need to confirm is the fundamentals. So once we get the fundamentals, as soon as the market opens, we can determine exactly which direction to be trading, because right now there just isn't any direction that's been set, right? Just looking at the technicals right now, there's no obvious bias. Looking over at the 1 hour, it's obviously very bullish, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep pushing in that direction. So what we're going to do next is we're going to wait for the market to open at 7 o'clock, which is in 4 minutes. Once the market opens, we can confirm the fundamentals. And once we confirm the fundamentals, then we can trade in that direction, which I'm looking for a buy. Reason for a buy is because what happened to my retail sentiment? Here, let me just open another one. IG sentiment US 30. I don't know how that happens sometimes. Sometimes my stuff just like disappears. There we go. So retail sentiment is currently 74% short. So I'm looking for a long here. What I need is for the market to open bullish, which is probably going to happen because the futures data here is already bullish. But I mean, we'll see what happens when the market actually opens, right? Once we have that confirmation, then we'll look and then we'll take the trade. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, Dave. Morning, Dean. Morning, Matt. Morning, everybody. So market is opening in about 3 minutes. Once the market opens, we can confirm the fundamental bias. And then once we confirm that, we can take trades in that direction. Like I mentioned before, I'm expecting it to be, actually, I'm not really sure because this is the all-time high right here. So, and the market's been pretty choppy, pretty much all Asia session. I think I might not be trading Asia session for the most part for a while because it's just too choppy. Looking at price, like lately, like we hit an all-time high during Asia session. That like never happens, right here. So at 1820, pretty much we hit a new all-time high, and that just doesn't happen because volatility is usually low during Asia session. But for whatever reason, price just keeps getting pumped and pumped and pumped. Also, you got to keep in mind that it is earnings season, so price is probably gonna keep getting pumped even higher. All right, market is opening in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Once the market opens, we can confirm the bias. Once we confirm the bias, we can take a trade. So I have this marked up right here as the all-time high. I'll lock that in place so that we can continue to to follow that. Same with this right here. All-time high on the 3 minute. All right, so market is opening in about 1 minute. Once the market opens, we can confirm the direction. Yeah, CSUG also confirmed. Don't forget, not only all-time high, and this week is all the biggest companies' earning reports. Yeah, exactly. Earnings all week today or this week. So we will confirm that. Dean's asking if my index is working. The market's not open yet, Dean, so the index isn't open right now. It says unchanged. Market is opening in a few seconds. So once the market does open, it'll refresh. And I'll show you right now because you can see the market right now is opening in about 20 seconds. When the market does open, the index will refresh right here. The futures data is working, but the average and the daily, I mean, so this right here, the average and the actual index doesn't update until the market actually opens. Market hasn't opened yet. So See what happens here. All right, market is now open. So you can see that big bullish push right there. And that's kind of what I was anticipating. However, you know, it's gonna be a choppy move to the upside. So looking at this right here, the entire index is completely green. So just like I mentioned before, I was predicting that it's gonna be bullish, and it is very bullish. It's up 95 points and it broke a new all-time high. So, or almost, it's getting close to it. So you guys can see how crazy this big candle is, right? This is huge. This is something that you guys definitely don't want to be caught in. This is what we call Trap Tuesday, right? Look at this huge candle right here. Imagine you were in a trade right now, you would have gone stopped out because this thing pushed like 500 pips both ways. So this is exactly why you guys want to wait for, let's check everything off the chart, for confirmation. Look at this candle. This is like the ugliest candle I've ever seen in a while. So let me go over here to I'll go to a clean chart right here just so that we can see how big this candle moved. So you guys can see right here, this is a huge candle, right? Huge, ugly candle right there. So as you guys can see, this is why you guys want to be careful on Trap Tuesday, because even though the fundamentals are completely green, that doesn't mean price is going to go straight up. And it did go straight up and it came right back down. So that's something that you want to, that you want to be careful with. So as you guys can see right there, now price is starting to come right back up, but there's no confirmation that it's going to necessarily push all the way up to the upside. Looking at this right here, like I mentioned, we're still looking for this to close, or not close, but end up 100 points in the green. Until it ends up 100 points in the green, then we won't have a bias for a buy. But you guys can see how price is just spiking back and forth right now. Today's really not the day to be taking any, crazy risk or to be testing anything that you're not familiar with, because you're just going to get caught in this whipsaw action right here. All right, so we're just waiting to see what happens here. If price ends up dropping right here, that's completely fine. What I'm going to be waiting for is for it to swing right back up. So as you guys can see, price is starting to spike down even lower, even though the fundamentals are green. Fundamentals are green right now. It's 80 points in the green. Looking over here, this is currently all green as well. Futures data is 106 points in the green as well. There's news right here. It says Dow rises 100 points to another all-time high amid strong earnings. So right here, CNBC is reporting that it's bullish. And then as you can see, they did spike price up and then they crashed it right back down. So if you got caught in this drop right here, this drop has currently dropped about 600 pips almost. But I do expect you to swing back up. So this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. You can see prices obviously coming right back up as we see it. However, I don't think this is something that I'm necessarily going to enter for the breakout, because price just keeps bouncing back and forth. The problem with that is that if your stop loss is too close, it might trigger your stop loss before it pushes up to your TP. And in order for us to have a buy position here, which we're looking for, we need a strong green candle with little to no wick on the top side. So in order for this to close, it needs to close in the next 2 minutes, and it hasn't done that yet. So if it doesn't close in the next minute or so, obviously there's going to be no breakout for us to take. The breakout's been a lot more tricky as we enter the fall season, because volatility is a lot higher and there's just been a lot of spikes, pretty much going back and forth at this point. So as you guys can see, price keeps rejecting off this Asia high from yesterday. So what might happen is it might keep testing it, and then when it's done testing it, it just might skyrocket right back up where it's supposed to go, because the fundamentals right now are currently very green. So, obviously I do anticipate it to continue to push up higher. Refreshing this right here as well. It's up almost 100 points. So we'll see what happens here. If it doesn't bounce off here, then it'll probably bounce off the next zone, but we'll see what happens next. All right, so price actually broke below it. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go look for areas of rejection, right? So that I can kind of anticipate where price is likely to bounce from. So we've got that. And we've also got this right here. So as you can see, just going to this area, you can see price is rejecting off this specific point. The next point of rejection would be down here. So one of two things can happen. Price can either bounce off here, or price can bounce off here. But I do see it coming up. Going over to the retail sentiment, it's currently 74% short still. Looking over at the futures data, 110 points in the green. looking at the index right now, currently mostly green. Looking over here at the daily average, currently 71 points in the green. So it's not 100 points in the green. So our bias still isn't very strong for a buy it until this pushes up higher. But looking at current price, which is completely fine, because what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the bigger push to the upside anyways. I want it to push down because it's too close to the all-time high. I don't want to be trading at the all-time high. So that's completely fine if it continues to push lower, because I want it to push lower. I want some more space here so that I can keep scalping to the upside. But yeah, you can see price here is just kind of bouncing around. So let me just refresh this right here. Go back, refresh that. And as you guys can see right here, price hasn't really chosen a direction yet. There's obviously no more breakout. And the reason for no breakout is because it's already 635. So if this candle right here doesn't close with the strong green candle and a buy signal, then there's not going to be a breakout here, which is fine. We're going to be looking for some scalps anyways. So no buy signal there. We skip over that. We're now looking for some scalps. So let me put the scalp strategies over here. This is the 1 minute pivot scalp, and we're not looking for any sells because retail sentiment is very strong to the sell side. So I'm personally looking for a buy here. And that's the reason why we didn't take that sell signal over there, because retail sentiment is too strong on the short side, and we want to be trading opposite of the retail traders here. So strategies right here. All right, for this one right here, we're looking at the snipe. See if there's any zones in this area. All right. So we got those zones lined up right there. And then lastly, right here for the daily entry. All right, so no snipes available right there. Possibly if there's a buy signal, then there'll be a snipe. However, there's not one available right now. Currently looking at the 3 minute over here. This technically would have been a 3 minute scalp, but we wouldn't have taken this because it was a market open. We generally don't trade that close to market open right there. Here's a 3 minute right here as price starts to come back down. This would technically be a valid sell using the pivot scalp strategy, but I'm not looking for any sells right now because retail sentiment is too strong on the short side. Other than that, there isn't really anything for us to look at right now. Let me just delete this stuff to clean up the chart a little bit. But you can see price is pretty much just bouncing within these areas right here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw the low and draw the high here. So I'm just waiting at this point. But I'm not looking for any sells. I'm definitely not going to be looking for any sells because I don't want to get caught on the wrong side of the market. Currently, right now, the average is 73 points in the green. We still need this to be 100 points in the green, 100 points in the red for us to have that. Here, retail sentiment is still very short. What I see happening here is the same thing that happened yesterday, right? What they're doing is they're trying to stack up more short sellers, but you can see people are starting to pull out of the market. So a lot of retail traders are pulling out of the short side because they already expecting market to swing back up. So what I'm looking for here, or what I was looking for to begin with, was I was looking for them to trap some more sellers into this this direction here. Because if they drop it far enough, people bite on. They'll bite on and they'll think price is finally going to be dropping from the all-time high, which was over here. However, if there's too many traders on the short side, then they're probably going to swing it back up, just like it's been going on since Friday. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you're trading around the all-time high. However, currently right now, there just is no bias. Obviously, it's a buy bias right now, looking at the fundamentals, but it's not very strong, right? In order for it to be strong, we need it to be 100 points in the green, and we haven't seen that yet. Looking over here at the actual stock index, you can see that majority of the stocks are green. So our bias right now is obviously bullish, but there's a couple stocks here that are red. 3M is red, Caterpillar is red, Honeywell is slightly red. Those are the only ones that are close to like 1 point in the negative. 3M is -3, Caterpillar's -1. However, Microsoft is +2, Visa's +2, Apple's +2, Salesforce is almost +2, and Procter and Gamble is +1. So majority of the stocks here are green. We just need them to overpower these red stocks so that we can have a stronger push to the upside. But looking at this right here, it's currently starting to weaken, right? It's 67 points in the green. If this starts to shift to a sell, then our bias will shift to a sell. Right now, currently, we're still looking for a buy. However, until we have that confirmation, there's just not going to be anything for us to necessarily be focused on until we get that, right? So the sell right here looks like it would have pulled back a bit. Yeah, so as you guys can see the fake out right here, right? So like, as you can see, let me just clean this up a little bit. Yeah, we weren't looking for a sell, but if you were to take this sell right here, because it was a valid entry, looking at that, you can see how it pulled up. It would have stopped you out, and then it would have came right back down into profit. So this is a trap right here that was set up because technically this would have been a valid entry. However, we wouldn't have entered it because of the bias with regard to retail sentiment. Majority of retail traders are short. However, right now it's starting to dwindle. So if this starts to dwindle lower and lower, so if this starts to drop lower and lower right here, because you can see it's dropping, right? It was 74% on market open, now it's 70%. If this starts to shift to the long side, then our bias will change to a sell because we just don't want to be trading in the direction of retail traders. If that happens right there, and this number here changes to red, so if this changes to red and this changes to long, then our bias will change for a long bias to now a short bias, which is completely fine. You know, the market's always changing, the market is always evolving. You can't always be stuck in one direction, especially if you're trading something like US 30, because a lot of people just buy US 30, right? They think US 30 only goes up, but it does go down sometimes. So when that happens, we're ready to catch trades in that direction as well. However, currently right now, we're still looking for a buy. You can see price came down and then it tested both of the areas that I marked up, right? It tested this area right here support, and then it also tested this area support down here as well. So price can easily just spike right back up. However, there's no guarantee that's going to happen. In order for me to guarantee it or almost guarantee it, I need the fundamentals to be on my side. So right now, currently, they're not on my side because they're only 74%, 74 points in the green. If this goes above 100 points and it remains above 100 points, then my bias is definitely going to stick with a buy. But currently right now, there's no bias for me. Other than that, I mean, there's not really much for us to really be focused on at this moment until we have some sort of confirmation, right? Going over to each time frame right now, there's no entries here after 1 minute. Looking at the pivot scalp strategy, no entries. Looking at the high-low scalp strategy, no entries there either. So the new low is down here, and the new high is right here. So as you guys can see, there's no confirmation on either side with regard to whether price is going to be going up or going down. Looking over here at the 3 minute, same situation. There's no confirmation here. There's no entry for the daily. There's no entry for the pivot scalp. I'm going to go and draw a line over here at 6:30 so that we can follow the daily strategy that we've been testing. This is Deswell strategy right here. Because if that becomes the case and this closes with a sell signal, then this would technically be entry using this 3 minute daily, which is in progress. This is not an official strategy. It's just something that we're testing out because one of our members here, Deswell, has been applying it, and he's been making a lot of profit off it. However, it's not one that I'm really necessarily inclined to take because the fundamentals here are bullish. So I'm not going to take it if it does come up, but I will mark it up just to show you guys, you know, if that actually hits, because Deswell does pop in every once in a while and he checks to see if it's actually hitting. Yesterday it did not work because it went against the fundamentals. And same with today, right? Today I'm not expecting it to work because it's going against the fundamentals. However, I will mark it up just to show you guys whether it is a solid trade or not. Right here we have a snipe entry that's setting up right here. There's about 5 minutes. Right here we have a rejection off the pivot. We have a rejection off the structure. We have a sell signal right there. Price hasn't touched the pivot right here, or the pivot isn't touching current price, the body. So with that said, this would technically be a short position using the snipe strategy, but I'm not going to be taking this trade as well for the same exact reason, because the bias right now is still bullish. So I'll be marking this up, but this isn't going to be a trade that I'm going to be taking. I'm just going to be marking it up to show you guys, but I don't recommend or advise you guys to take it. It's just going to be something, if we were basing this directly off technicals, right, which I never recommend you guys do. I always base everything off fundamentals, and then I look at technicals for the actual entry. Going back to the three minute here, no entry. However, if it does close, then there would be an entry there. So it didn't close right there, so there's no entry. Going back to the 1 minute over here, same situation. There's nothing for us to take at this moment. Looking at the daily over here, something is not available here as well. I'm just going to go ahead and turn on my alerts so that we can come back to these time frames to see if there's any sort. Okay, 3-minute entry right there. Pending sell there off the 3-minute. Let me go back to the fundamentals over here, refresh this. Currently 73 points in the green, it's still bullish, so I'm not looking for any sells. Also looking at retail sentiment, it's currently 71 short, so I'm still not looking for any sells either. But if it does close, I'll mark it up just to follow it for those of you who do want to take risky trades, but I don't recommend anyone take it. We're just going to be following it to see if the strategy is still playing through, even though the fundamentals are not lined up with it. But for me, I'm not going to take it because I don't like taking trades that are maybes. I only want to take trades that are for sures. So this is what we'll be waiting for right now. Lisa did confirm that 3M results came out today. So the 3M earnings came out, and that's probably why 3M is so far in the red right now. Yeah, it's not that far in the red. It's like 3 points in the red, which is not horrible, but it isn't great, obviously. Yeah, so 3M is currently red right now, but majority of these stocks here are green. I'm not sure what other, let's see, I think, so CSUP locked in a total of 8,605. Nice work, CSUP, this morning. CSUP is still taking trades this morning, so he locked in 4,080 right here as well. I think Valley over here also locked in 23K. She was trading US 30 pretty much all throughout Asia session. She made some pretty big profits here, catching the highs and the lows. So definitely great work right there as well, Valley. Yeah, today is Tuesday, so we have UPS, 3M. What else here is part of the US 30? Visa, Alphabet, Microsoft, AMD. So we got a lot of things that are being released today. I'm not sure what else is, oh, these are after close. So these are the only ones that were released this morning, 3M. So 3M is the only one from US 30 that was released this morning. Everything else is being released after market close. So after market close today, you're probably going to see some movements during Asia session because AMD, well, I'm not sure if AMD is in there anymore, but I know Microsoft is, Visa, and I think that's it. So Microsoft and Visa, which are also some of the big players. We have Microsoft, Visa here that are currently bullish. It's 2 points in the green. Same for Microsoft, about 2 points in the green as well. So when the market does close, you're probably going to see price move during Asia session. So no surprises there, but something for you guys to obviously be looking out for. So no entry here off the 3-minute, no entry here off the 1 minute. You can see price is kind of just going sideways, right? There's no direction being set here for the 1 minute. Price is just going sideways at this point right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete this zone because this zone is irrelevant now. And we'll just be focusing on these high lows. So here's a new low right here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's before candles after. From this candle right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I'm looking for at this point is I'm looking for price to break and close above here. If price breaks and closes above here, there's going to be a double entry. There's going to be an entry using the pivot scalp strategy and an entry using the high-low scalp strategy. So with 2 available entries right there, that's going to increase my likeliness of hitting TP. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for right now. If that comes up, then obviously I'll take it, but right now we don't have that yet. So as you can see, price right here is pushing up, right? I need this candle right here to close above this line. If it touches it and comes back down, it invalidates this high, and then this becomes the new high. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to break and close above it with that buy signal. If it breaks and closes above it with that buy signal, then I'll take it for a buy. So if this closes above here, I'll take this for a buy. It's going to be a little bit risky because obviously you can see how big this candle is. Let's see. I mean, it's not huge, but it needs to close above there. If it doesn't close above there, no entry. If it does close above there, then there's going to be an entry. So I'm waiting for this candle right here to close above here, this line. It has to close above it. If it doesn't close above it and there's no buy signal, then I'm not going to take it. There needs to be a buy signal as well. So As you can see right there, it just invalidated itself. It closed below. So now this is no longer the high. The new high is going to be right here. So we're going to move this higher, and there's no entry at that point. So unfortunately, no entry off that. And that's why you guys got to be patient, because if you waited and you entered before it closed, then you would have gotten caught in a spike to the downside. So this is why you guys be very patient. And the market today is just super nasty. So you can see right here, literally every candle has huge wicks, right? Like huge wicks. So this is Trap Tuesday, guys. Normally on Tuesday, this is how the market moves. There's a lot of traps being set up right here. This is why you guys got to be really patient and wait for those perfect entries, because if you don't, you might get caught in the wrong side of the market. Right now, we're looking for a bullish move, but right now you can see price is currently just going back and forth. It shouldn't have this many wicks per candle. Looking at these other candles over here, these are all smooth moves down, smooth moves up, right? Down, up, down, up. Right here, this is just back and forth. Huge wicks on both sides. So you guys want to be careful when looking at these trades here. So yeah, pretty much nothing available at this point. It's still just going back and forth. Looking at the 3-minute, no entry here as well. Looking at the 10-minute over here, this technically would have been a snipe entry, but like I mentioned, guys, I'm not taking the trade because it's just too risky. I'm looking for buys here, not for sells. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this up so that whoever does take it, because I know there's a lot of you guys here who don't like, you guys don't really care about riskiness, and you guys are okay with taking these trades. So I'm going to mark it up so whoever did take it, I can give you an update on the trade. But I'm not in this trade, and I don't really recommend anyone else take it. It's just this is a valid entry using the snipe strategy. So what might happen here is price might come down, hit a TP, and then just come right back up, right? That's typically what happens, especially if you're trading against the fundamentals. So no entry there, no entry there, no entry there, no entry here as well. Pretty much just waiting for this. Thanks, Brian. Brian just confirmed that there's news coming up in about 8 minutes. We do have the we have CV consumer confidence, a Richmond manufacturing index, and the new home sales. So I think this number here is going to be low for new home sales. I believe the market is slowing down a bit. Looking for everything else here, I'm not sure exactly what's going to come out for these. Hopefully positive. It looks like it's going to be positive for consumer confidence. However, manufacturing index looks like it's going to be negative, but we'll see what happens when it's actually released. So here we go with this. All right, guys. I mean, it's just a matter of patience today, or past couple days, actually. It's been like this the past couple days. I think like the past week or so, market has been really choppy. There's a lot of factors that go into that. Last week, there was a lot of Fed news. Biden spoke last week. Also last week, we were close to the all-time high. So whenever we get close to the all-time high, market always gets like this. Also, there's earnings this week. So there's a lot of different factors this week causing the market to not be stable. There's earnings. We're at the all-time high. There is Fed news. There's a lot of stuff going on. This is like the last week of October. Usually the last week of October is pretty choppy like this because it's right before the NFP, which is next week. So NFP is coming up next week. We have the G20 meetings this week. We have a lot of PMI that's coming out. Also, we have daylight savings changing on Saturday as well. So there's just a lot of things going on this week, causing price to really be spiking around. Just looking at the earnings report, there's a lot of stocks here that are in the US 30. So that's why a lot of these get affected when stuff like that happens. So right here, well, there's not going to be an entry here, obviously, because price just broke it. So what's going to happen here is this is going to be a new high, but there's no entry off the high-low scalp because this high has just been established as a new one. It didn't really have enough time to establish new ones. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the fourth candle. We need about 4 or 5 candles to establish the high. So this is no longer the high. This is now the new high right here. I personally don't like when this happens because this just widens out the range. So now the range is like super wide, right? The range was getting tighter, and then they were getting it was starting to squeeze right down here. So I was waiting for the breakout because when it squeezes like that, it breaks out either up or it breaks out below. However, now it's already broken out, so the range is super wide. And as you can see right here, now we're just waiting for it to confirm, its direction. If it keeps pushing up like that, that's completely fine because what we're going to be looking for next is we're going to look for price to come back down for a retracement, and we catch it as it swings back up because we're still looking for a buy right now. Looking over here at the fundamentals, it's currently 100 points in the green now. So we do have a strong bias for a buy. That's what we're looking for. Looking over here, the retail sentiment is still the same. Retail sentiment is 71% short. However, our bias here for the fundamentals are currently 101 points in the green. So we're looking for a definite buy here. We're not really looking for sells at all. And this is exactly what we're waiting for, right? Now we have a bias. So what I'm looking for at this point is I'm looking for a retracement, and then I'm gonna catch it as it swings back up. Or I'm gonna look for price to break the previous high and close above there so that we can take that as an entry using the high-low scalp strategy. So, but we do have news coming up shortly in about 4 minutes. When the news does pass, we can actually start looking for trades. Hopefully we can find something before 8. If I don't see anything, then I'm completely fine with not trading today because there just isn't worth the risk, right? I already took a trade during Asia session, so I'm currently up in profit right now, actually. So I took this trade during Asia session. I made about, that's not from today, is it? Yeah, I took like a small profit. Actually, I don't even know if I posted up my profit yesterday. I thought I did, but I didn't. So what the heck? I thought I shared my profit with you guys. So I took one trade yesterday. It was a small win. It wasn't anything big. It was like 800 to 1,000. Yeah, I guess I didn't post it up, but I have it here. I made about 860. Yeah, I mean, I'll share it later if at the end of the session, but I'm already in profit about 1,000, 2,000 right now, so I don't really need to trade if I don't want to. That's why I've been trading during Asia session to just pretty much to cover the next day if like the market becomes too crazy. Because lately the New York session has been a lot crazier, so I've been trading during Asia session. I just take like 1 or 2 trades during Asia session, and then I pretty much just wait. But currently right now, I'm hoping we get at least 1 trade here, but there's nothing here. So looking at the 1 minute, no entry here, looking at the 3 minute, no entry here as well. Looking at the snipe over here, this is why I recommended not to take this trade because our bullish bias was against the entry point here because the entry here is for a sell, but I had a bullish bias. I was looking for a buy. Also looking at the daily entry, there's nothing there as well. So pretty much nothing available at this point. The earliest thing that we can probably grab would either be the 3 minute or the 1 minute, meaning you can see right here, it's starting to spike right back down. So weird, right? Let me refresh this. So it's currently 82 points in the green now. It's not above 100 anymore. So it's not really stable, right? So the bias right now isn't really stable for a buy. It just keeps bouncing between like 100 to 82 to 70. It's just going back and forth. We want this to be very stable in order for us to take the trade, obviously, right? Because if not, then it's just kind of pointless. You're not really trading in a direction where the bias is very strong, and you can easily get caught in retracement or pullbacks. So with news coming up in 2 minutes, I'm going to go and check the questions here on the Zoom. So let me just zoom up real quick. That's ironic, zoom up. So let me see what questions here do I have. So Miriam's asking, hello, Shawn, when is it okay to trade using the K² Trades momentum pullback strategy? You can use it whenever. There's no specific time to use it or specific time not to use it. All the strategies are based off momentum. So you obviously want to trade when the market's actually moving. You don't really want to be trading that strategy when the market is flat because there's no point to trade that way, obviously. So you want to be trading when the market is moving. You don't necessarily want to trade when the market's flat because you're not going to get any momentum, right? Because that strategy is called the K² Trades momentum strategy because you're trying to catch momentum. So whenever the market's moving, which is typically New York session, or London session, even Asia session in some instances, like recently, you can apply that strategy. However, it's not, there's no specific time to apply it or when to not apply it. All right, let me scroll down further. Morning Dave, morning Dean, morning Matt, morning Jonathan. Let's see what else is here. Duggan said Asia session spanked me today, couple losses, but that's life. Learn, roll, roll and learn. Yeah, no, definitely. Duggan, 100%. I mean, losses come and go, guys. Losses will happen here and there, but it's not enough to to bring guys down. Obviously, don't get caught in any losses. I see a lot of people who will have a lot of wins and then they'll go on a losing streak and then they'll just lose it. They'll just, they'll fall out of touch with trading. So whenever you guys have a loss, just eat the loss and then move on to the next one. As long as you guys are using proper risk, you guys should have no problem with bouncing off those losses and coming back. It's just, it's all about trade psychology. You guys got to keep your head on straight when trading and not get too caught on losses. And that's why I always recommend that you guys use a stop loss, because if you guys don't use a stop loss, you guys can lose a lot more than you anticipate. But if you have a stop loss set in place, then obviously, you're going to have your risk management handle that for you, because you should only be risking 1 to 3% per trade anyways. All right, so looking at this right here, we have a new low. Reason for that is because this was the previous low, but price broke right past it and didn't close. So now we have a new low below here. And you can see that ranges is getting wider and wider. Looking over at the news right now, I'm gonna refresh this. See, consumer CB confidence was positive. New home sales was positive. Richmond manufacturing index was also positive. So all of the news here was positive. That's probably gonna push price a little bit. That's why price is going up right now. So if we get an entry right now within the next 5 minutes or so, I'm not going to take it. And the reason for that is because a lot of this movement is probably going to be pushed due to the news. You're going to see a lot of manipulation with people acting with regard to the news, but it doesn't necessarily mean price is going to keep pushing that direction. So you can see right here, this was a total fake out, right? Price came up and then it left this huge wick right over here for that green candle, because it was a total fake out. Price came up about 240 pips, and then it came right back down about 200 or so pips right there. So you guys just want to be careful with this and don't get caught in these fake outs. So going back to the questions over here, let me scroll down. David said a lot of moves US 30 made last night reminded me of a pogo stick. Each time a lower, a high, low is made. No, David, 100%. I was watching it too last night. It was kind of just bouncing back and forth. Morning, Kenny. Let's see, I'm going to keep looking over here. Yeah, Sisu said this is going to be a brutal day until US 30 settles. There's definitely going to be some huge whipsaws. I agree, Sisu, 100%. Paul said he made 750 on NASDAQ while he was waiting for US 30. Nice work, Paul. Matt Dewey's asking, can you save your depth of market savings, or do you have to enter them each time you open it? I never close my MT4, so I don't have to change it. It's always just there. But if you do close it, you have to re-input your parameters, which is not that hard, right? You just put like a couple numbers in. Professor's asking, given that we are at an all-time high, would we be reluctant to take the daily strategy on the 10-minute? Yeah, I mean, I would, Professor. I'm not like inclined to take it though, because unless the fundamentals are pointing one direction. So like, say for example here, and the reason why the professor is asking this is because the signal here, if you're going to take the daily, it's going to have to be a buy signal, right? However, just because it's a buy signal doesn't necessarily mean it's going to not break it, right? Because what could happen here is this can continue dropping right here, Professor, and then once that buy signal comes, this can easily swing all the way back up. And the thing with the daily entry is that we're only looking for, we're looking for a big move, but be about 1,500 pips. So it is a bit of a big move right here. But just measuring that from the all-time high, it's only about 600 pips from the all-time high. So once it breaks the all-time high, and if it continues to push up higher, it can probably still push up and reach the TP if that becomes the case. But no, it's definitely something that I would be wary of. So if we do get a daily entry, I'm probably not going to take it, but I'll be taking scalps within it. So what I'm probably going to do is if we get a daily entry here, I'll mark it up I'm not going to take the actual daily entry, but I'm going to go on the 3 minute and 1 minute. And every time I get a buy entry, I'll be taking trades to just, ride that thing up. Because, like you mentioned, it's just too risky, right? You don't want to be so far out from the new all-time high, even though it breaks the all-time high, but there's a possibility that it'll still push up even higher. So that's why I want this to push down lower. I want this to keep pushing down lower and lower. So I want it to keep going lower and lower, so that the lower that it goes, we can catch the bottom at some point, right? We can let it keep dropping lower and lower, and then we can catch that bottom, so that when it actually shoots up, we can catch that huge move right there. So it's just a matter of being patient. And even with these strategies here, like there's not even any entries that are available. So it wouldn't really matter if we were to want to enter this trade, or if we were just waiting for it to swing the other way, because we're really just waiting for entries. Currently right now, there's no entries, so we're just waiting. But if it does come up, I'll mark it up for you if you want to follow it, Professor. Looking over here at the snipe is still running in profit. Like I mentioned, it's very indecisive, right? Price is just going back and forth. Price actually went halfway to TP right here after the 10-minute, and it was making its way to the full TP down here. If it does hit TP, I do have my alert set up, so I will be giving you guys updates if that does play out. Looking over here at the 1 minute, there's nothing available at this point. There was a 1 minute scalp right there. However, like I mentioned, I'm not looking for any sells right now, because the retail sentiment is short and the fundamentals are bullish. So I'm just waiting for this to swing back up. It's going to have to swing back up eventually. It might not happen within the next couple minutes, but I think eventually it's going to have to swing back up, especially after market, because that's when the news is going to be released for, or not the news, but the earnings for specific, companies, with regard to, I think, Microsoft, and what was the other one? It was like two of the top ones that were here. It was Microsoft and Visa. So Microsoft and Visa. If the news is good for Microsoft and Visa, then we can probably expect it to be bullish after market. All right, let me keep scrolling down a little bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, so Paula did confirm that AMD is part of NASDAQ, so they are. And I think there's a lot of like tech stocks that are being released at their earnings, so that's why it's kind of easier to catch the moves off the NASDAQ right now. So let me scroll down a little bit. CSUK said, interesting. Looks like 3M's report was above earnings, and the drop was speculated response due to the supply chain challenges as the excuse to potentially raise the prices towards future provided products of 3M. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that, but thanks for confirming that, CSUK. As you guys can see, it doesn't matter if there's like good or bad news. Generally, price will do whatever it wants to. So we have Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube executives testify on social media's impacts on kids. I mean, obviously, this will probably affect the market one way or the other. But just waiting for this thing to load. All right, yeah, so they're testifying right now. This is probably going to affect the NASDAQ, not necessarily US 30. Maybe YouTube, because YouTube is part of Alphabet. I'm not sure if Alphabet's still part of US 30. I don't think so. Yeah, they're not. So, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, this is probably going to affect the NASDAQ. So if you guys are trading NASDAQ, a lot of these tech companies are part of the NASDAQ 100. So you might want to be careful. YouTube's part of Alphabet. So that's something to keep in mind. A lot of these are all connected one way or the other, but I don't think it's really going to affect US 30 all that much. Let me just refresh this, see where this is at. 70 points or 81 points in the green. We're still looking for a bullish move right here. All right, let's see. And you can see prices trying to break above this Asia high right here, but it just fails miserably, right? Every time it gets to this point, it just comes right back down, comes up, comes down, comes up, comes down. And you can see how price isn't really directional at all. If I go over here and I just mark this up, so I'll mark up 630 right here. So this is when the market opened at 630. And just zooming out from here, you can see that there's literally no movement, right? I mean, obviously it is moving down, but it's like not really moving at all. It's more so just going sideways from this point. So no direction right now off US 30. It's just a shitty market today. I mean, and guys, this is something that you guys need to remember. You don't have to trade every single day. You don't have to take every single trade. If the market's giving you shit like this, like it's not really going anywhere, it's just going sideways, then there's no reason for you guys to force any trades, right? You want to be trading when price is moving directional. So like say, for example, when price is going up, you want to take buys. When price is going down, you want to take sells. You don't want to trade when price is going sideways like this because you might get caught in spikes because price can easily spike up and stop you out, or it can spike down and stop you out. You're basically gambling at this point because there's no direction being set. So you guys just want to be careful. And I'm just trying to illustrate to you guys what you guys should be looking for. This is what you guys should be looking for: a smooth move to the upside or a smooth move to the downside, not sideways movement like it's moving right here. We do have this pending buy signal right here, but if we do get that that buy signal, I'm still not going to take it. And the reason for that is because there's still no direction that's been set. You can see here, price has been failing to break this Asia high right here for some time now. This candle has about 2 seconds left on it, and it failed to close. So with that said, there just isn't anything for us to take, even here on the 3-minute. Usually the 3-minute's a lot smoother, but you can see the choppiness even clearer here on the 3-minute because each candle has such huge wicks. The 1-minute has big wicks too, but this is it's very choppy, right? But the 3-minute here should be a lot smoother, and it isn't. It's a lot worse actually. Looking here at the 10-minute snipe, it hasn't really moved any much. It's just right back to entry point, going sideways here as well. So on all 3 time frames, 1 minute, 3-minute, 10-minute, everything is kind of just going sideways. There's not much of a direction that's been set. Looking at the 1 hour, price is kind of just bouncing around that area as well. So there just isn't anything for us to take at this moment. However, if we do see something, then obviously we'll take it. But currently right now, there's nothing for us to take at this very moment. Let me go back to the questions over here and continue answering them. So the next question here, Clyde's asking, on the Asian market, you just trade against the market sentiment. I use everything that I use here during Asia session, guys. I still look at the fundamentals, and I also look at the retail sentiment. So I use both of them the same way I do here during New York session. So like, for example, here, if we have a short and then we have futures data is bullish, then I'll take the buy. Vice versa, if we have long here and futures data is bearish, then I'll take the sell there. So I still use both of these right here, Clyde. I use both the fundamentals and I use the retail sentiment as well. Same as I've been using pretty much all throughout this session here for US. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. We have an invalid buy signal right there. So there's not going to be an entry using the 1 minute scalp. It needs to be a valid K2 momentum signal. So if this pushes up right here, then this is going to be established as a new high, which is okay. And we'll just keep checking to see what is going on there. You need an account with TradeStation to trade them. TradeStation. Yeah, you have to use their symbol. I think you should before you like do anything, actually know what you're doing before you go do it. So you're having an issue here because you're trading on capital.com. This isn't TradeStation. It's not TradeStation. You have to trade YM. Need to trade their symbol. So guys, I know a lot of you guys are excited. You guys want to trade. You guys want to like jump into trading, like, like it's Christmas Day for you guys, but you guys got to actually go and understand what you're doing first. So Gary here is trying to trade on TradeStation, but he's trading on capital.com. Guys, you guys have to understand that you guys have to be trading properly, right? Like if you're, and he's asking like why it's not working. And I know, I get it. A lot of you guys are excited. You guys want to hop into trades right away. You guys want to be right in the market, but you guys have to know what you're doing before you actually do something, or you're just going to blow your account with like one trade. So I just want to make sure that you guys, are taking your time with actually understanding the material here with regard to what we're teaching, with regard to the strategies, and also with using your broker. Because if you're using a brand new broker, you shouldn't just be entering trades or trying to enter trades right away without actually knowing what you're doing, right? So a common issue that we get is when people use TradeStation, they don't know what symbol to use. Right here it says currency.com. So you, like, for example, if you're trading forex.com, you're not going to be on currency.com taking trades. You're going to be on the forex.com broker data, right? TradingView is a trading platform. This isn't a broker. So basically, if you type in something here, you'll see there's these other brokers here. If you're trading on TradeStation, you have to use the actual future because you're trading futures with TradeStation. You're not trading indices. So if you want to trade here, Gary, you have to go to YM and then you choose which one you want here. If you were going through like the material through TradeStation, they would explain that to you. But you have to go back and like actually, go through the material so you know what to trade, because it's always going to be a little different here. So Gary, let me see if you, so for TradeStation, you're going to be using MYM or YM. It's going to be one of those two. I'm just looking out for you guys. So like, I'm not here trying to like, I don't know what to say. People always say that I'm scolding them on the live. I'm not here trying to scold you. I'm trying to like make sure that you guys understand this stuff so that you guys don't make these mistakes. Price is currently breaking above here, so this would technically be a buy using the high-low scalp strategy. If you guys want to take it. I think it's gonna be a little risky because the candle is like too big, but I'll be following it. This would be an entry using the high-low scalp, but I'm not going to be entering it just yet. I'll probably put a buy stop and I'll catch it as it swings up. Because this candle is too big, it's going to have to retrace back a little bit and then it'll probably swing right back up to the upside. So let's see what happens here with that. Yeah, so I'm probably going to do is I'll put a buy stop here, and then as it swings up, I'll just catch it as it swings up and I'll write it on its way to TP. Let's see if I got my thing set up over here. Let me check the fundamentals real quick, see where everything's pushing. Right, so here we go with this. Let me refresh this. It's up 114 points, looking good. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Looking at the index over here, looking good as well. I don't know what's going on. CNBC is kind of just frozen on me. All right, so mine already hit TP. I entered the trade just like I mentioned, and I'll send you guys my profits in a little bit. Also, I want to tell you guys that like last night I took a so I entered that position, and then I took a small thing right there, and I actually took a loss last night too. So I'm gonna show you guys last night during Asia session. I actually did take a loss. I was playing around with like the variation strategy for US 30 during Asia session, and I took a loss. So I'm currently, I forgot I took that loss. I just checked right now and I pulled up my profits here. I'm currently just down 1,000, which is not too much because yesterday I was up about like 6,000 or 7,000. So I'm currently overall net profit for the week, but for the day I'm currently because I had a loss yesterday, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I'll show you guys where I'm sitting right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you my profits for the week so that you guys can see where I'm currently sitting right now. The week's probably a better roundup as to like where my profits are currently sitting. Because I'm still testing the high-low strategy, the variations and stuff, but I'm not necessarily finished with it. So I'm still testing the strategy out. That's why like I'm trading during Asia session a lot more than I normally am, because I'm trying to figure out what works best. So let me just post this up there, and then I'm going to send you a screenshot of my trades for the week so far. That was a quick move right there. So there's the trade that we took right now off that, and then I'll send a screenshot of my trades for this week so far. So I'm currently in profit pretty heavily still for the whole week. It's just and I'll show you the loss that I took yesterday. I keep forgetting I'm taking these trades during Asia session, so I don't really like to incorporate them into the live session, because what happens is I get a lot of people complaining. They complain that I'm taking all these trades during Asia session, but I have to because I'm testing the strategy out. And people want to take the trades, but they're not able to take it. So anyways, here's my trades for the whole week. So you can see the week tab right there. I'm currently up 6,375. I had my payout last week, so this is all new. The account was reset. Looking at this right here as well, 6,875. So as you guys can see, the trade right there, that 1 minute trade, it was right here. I took it at, what time is it? It's 7:20 right now. So I took it at 7:16. I made 1,130 off that trade. And then again, right here at 7:16, I made 930 off my other account. You can see it has a green line right there because it hit my TP. I pretty much set my automatic TP. I set the buy stop here because price was below. As it triggered it entered my trade. And then when it hit TP right here, it closed me out. That's why it just automatically, I was just waiting for it. It triggered it and then closed me at about 1,000 profit, which is what it was supposed to be. Just put this right here. Trades for the week so far, locked in. Another nice profit off that K² scalp. All right, so I'll just give you guys a little update right there for that. And this is just me being 100% transparent with you guys, right? So this trade I took on accident. You can see the timestamp. This was like on Sunday. I accidentally took a sell when I was trying to take buys, and I took a loss off that trade. Again, last night, you guys can see this timestamp right here was from yesterday evening, which was Asia session. I took the trade because I was applying the variation to the specific strategy that we just applied right now. So this one right here, I was applying a variation, and that's where I had that loss. I took the buy because the bias was so strong for a buy, but I got caught in these fake outs. So you can see right here that trade actually stopped me out right here, and then it came all the way back up, which I mean, it always happens, right? It comes down, it slightly triggered my stop loss, and then it went all the way back up. My TP was like right here. So if I just moved my stop loss lower, I would have survived that move, but I'm not going to be greedy with it, right? I'm going to hold on. If I have to eat the loss, I'll eat the loss, and I'm still testing that strategy. So I don't know what to expect. Sometimes it'll be wins, sometimes it'll be losses. Most of the time it's wins. But as you guys can see for the week so far, I'm currently up 6,000 on this account, and then 6,000 on this account, almost 7,000. So in total, about 12, 13,000, and it's only Tuesday. So definitely great work amongst everyone here. I do see profits here, so I'll look at that shortly. But let me just see if there's any more other entries here before I continue on with that. So let me change this high to now above here and see if there's anything here. There's nothing available right now. So what we're looking for here is a retracement to the downside and then catches it swings back up right there. Same with the 3 minute over here. You can see the 3 minute is now pushing up. Looking at the snipe, this is why I recommended not to take the snipe because we're looking for that buy there, right? So hopefully nobody took that trade. I don't think anyone took it. I just marked it up because for reference, if anyone did want to take it, but I was recommending not to take it because I was expecting a bullish push, right? And as you can see, the bullish push came. This is exactly what we were waiting for. We were waiting for it to swing up, to establish some sort of low, and then swing back up. And that's exactly what happened, pretty much like what happened yesterday. So that's it for that right there. Let me go and check to see whose profits have hit today. So let's see. Professor over here locked in a total of 2,120. Nice work, Professor. Looking at the trades here in the group, Patricia locked in a total of 1,347. Great work, Patricia. She said patience today. Exactly. Narith over here had a couple losses, but a lot of wins as well. So he's been trading stocks lately. Was trading NVIDIA, made 4,000, Tesla, about 4,000, Amazon, 6,000, Facebook, about 100, Netflix, some losses down here. Looks like he lowered his lot size to minimize his risk, but then overall, he's still in profit pretty heavily right here. So Narith has been trading the stocks here for on FTMO and has been doing pretty good. Looking at Patrick over here, locked in a total of 2,372. Great work, Patrick. Looking over here at Patricia, locked in a total of 1,204. So profit of 1,274 off that one trade off her other account. Scrolling down lower, obviously you guys can see my trades here. I locked in 1,000 right there, and then 1,000 off my other account. Patricia here locked in on her other account, 1,393. Great work, Patricia. And then Patrick again over here locked in 4,358. Nice work, Patrick. He went right back in. And Noel over here took some entries as well. Nice. So Noel caught it right from that bottom. He caught it as it came down and swung right back up right there. So he was waiting for the buy just like as we were, and he locked in some nice profit off both NASDAQ and off US 30 right here. Nice work, Noel. My cousin Jose over here locked in a total of 1,263. Great work, Jose. Cheryl over here locked in a total of 1,717 off one account, and then her other account 1,805. So a total of about 3,000 for this week so far. Nice work, Cheryl. And then Junior over here locked in a total of 2,652. Nice work, Junior. Going over here, Andy also locked in a total of 690. Great work, Andy. Going down lower, let's see, S over here locked in a total of 825 off one account and 664 off the other. So about 900 total for the week so far. Nice work, Essa. Essa said back to FTMO. CJ as well. So Slava here locked in a total of 1,852 euros. Nice work, Slava. And then CJ over here locked in a total of 18,204. He was trading gold and GA. Definitely great work right there, CJ. All right, Maddie here as well. Maddie locked in a total of 4,400. Nice work, Maddie. Abraham over here locked in a total of 1,894. Great work, Abraham. Patricia again, her other accounts, I already went over her profits, so I'm not going to post them again. Eunice over here, today he started off with 349 in profit. And then a few minutes later, he locked in 87 off his other account. And then again, down here, added some more profit to it for a total of 497. Great work. So a lot of people took that buy there that I took earlier and locked in a total of that there. No problem, Gary. I just want to make sure that you guys get all this stuff in, right? So like Gary had a basic question about like which broker to use and stuff like that. It's fine, right? I don't mind the questions. All I mind is that if you guys are going to sign up for a new broker, go and figure out like what the information is, because I don't want you guys to be blowing accounts on accident, right? Due to a technicality. If you guys blow an account due to mistakes, that's cool. But if you guys are blowing it to a technicality, like not knowing what broker to use, what lot size to use, stuff like that, then that's going to be an issue, because that's something that you guys should already know straight out the gate. So no problem, Gary. I'm glad I could help you with that. Narith over here said he's done for the day. So Narith said done for the day. Good luck to everyone. So he's locked in a total of 41. Yeah, that's a lot. 41K off these stocks. So he's been trading basically stocks. He's Narith here is naturally a stock trader. He just came to K2 because him and his son started trading with me, futures and stuff like that. But Narith here he's normally a stock trader. So that's why he's been trading stocks. So he traded NVIDIA, Tesla, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Alibaba, and then US 30 as well. So you can see he has all these profits here. And then he also took a US 30 trade right here. He locked in 3,750 off that specific move that we took earlier. So great work right there, Narith. All right, other than that, I think that's it for now. Let me go down to the Zoom real quick. So there's no entries here. I'll go down and just refresh everything to see if there's any entries that are available. Nothing here off the 1 minute, nothing here off the 3 minute, nothing here off the snipe, and nothing here off the, or technically this would be the daily entry right here. So like I mentioned before, guys, I'm not going to take it. This is at an all-time high, so it's going to be a bit risky, but I will mark it up for you guys for whoever wants to take the trade. You guys just want to be very careful with this trade here because it's at an all-time high, so it's going to have to retrace down at some point. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to I'll go and I'll just put the alerts here for like each TP. TP1, 370. Daily TP2, 750. And this is going to be full TP. All right. Daily full TP. These are just really big moves, so I'm not going to take the actual daily entry. What I'm going to do is I'll follow it and I'll take scalps within it. So right now, our bias right now is for a buy anyways. So if this continues to push up, that's completely fine. If anyone wants to take the daily entry, feel free, but I'm not going to take it because it's at an all-time high. So if it's at an all-time high, it's probably gonna have to come down a little bit. It's not gonna be a smooth move to the upside. What might happen is price will like trigger TP1, it'll come back down, and then it'll just keep making its way up higher and higher. So what I do recommend is if it does hit TP1, if you guys are in this position or in this trade, make sure to move your stop loss and profit, because you guys want to guarantee profits as you move up, and you don't want to get caught in the whipsaw back to the downside. Yeah, other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. Nothing off the snipe, nothing off the 3-minute, nothing off the 1 minute. All right, so let me get down to the Zoom chat. We have like a lot of questions here still, so I'm gonna keep going down lower. All right, let's see. Scrolling down lower. No problem, Professor. Let's see. Yeah, Paul said might just take my 7:15 call today. I would. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Alphabet is Google as well, Girish. Thanks for confirming that too. Dean said this price action looks terrible. I agree, 100%. Fire Tablet's asking, what time does the news come out later? It's supposed to come out after market is closed. So it's about, let's see, 7 right now, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So in about 6 hours. 6 hours, the news will come out for the earnings report post-market. Clyde's asking, yeah, the average doesn't update when the market's closed. The futures one stays updated. So that's one that I use post-market. B's asking, any idea why my trend meter on the 1 minute is all green, but yours is all red? What should I change to fix it? So B, if you need to change that, you need to change your time frames to all to the same as chart. So like going down here, if you're scalping, hit the settings right here and then click all these to make it same as chart. If you have it set to default settings, that's why yours looks like this, because it's set to the intraday settings. You really don't care what's going to happen like all day because you're scalping. So if you're scalping, you just want to change it to the same as chart, and that will fix it for you. All right, let me scroll down a little further and see what else we're missing here. Orion's asking, for the 1 minute pivot scalp, does the candle need to fully close above the pivot, or is half a candle a good entry? It has to close above the pivot completely, all right? So like looking at the requirements here, you need to confirm that price closes above for a buy or below for a sell. So for example, here, in order for this to be a valid, like right here, for example, this valid sell, it needs to close right through it, below it. Same with the buy over here. So say for example, I'm trying to see where there's a bad example, where it doesn't necessarily close completely. This is a good one to close completely below. I don't really see any examples here, but yeah, basically if you have a signal, it needs to close either above or below both of them. So price just needs to be above it or below the pivots, because that's going to indicate what the current trend is. Yeah, I don't see anything here. This might be one right here, actually, this green one. I mean, it's really close. It's kind of hard to tell because this green one right here, it does close above it, actually. I can see the line right below it. So yeah, right. If I find a good example, I'll show you, or if you have an example, you can show me and I can confirm it, but I don't really see anything here. Okay, so like this right here, right? So like this one right here, this green one didn't close above it. It was just right in the middle. So you wouldn't have taken this. And if you did take it and you didn't wait for it to close above, you would have gotten caught in the drawdown, right? Because it would have pushed up slightly right here, not enough to hit TP, and it would have completely reversed on you. So that's why you want to wait for it to close, you know, completely above or completely below. And that's going to be one of the main requirements for that specific strategy. All right. I think we had a pending signal for the 3 minute, nothing there. All right, let's keep watching now as we go. So we do have a buy signal right here. However, this isn't going to be one that I plan on taking because this is the all-time high. So the last thing you want to do is enter a trade. And then, so like, say for example, you enter a buy right here, right? Or actually, I mean, it might be an okay trade. No, I'm still not going to take it. The reason why I wouldn't take the trade here is because it's at the all-time high. The last thing I want to do is enter a trade. And then say, for example, here, right? So this candle right here closes, and then your TP is above the all-time high. What might happen is price will get really close to the all-time high, and then it'll just reverse on you. So that's why I wouldn't take this trade here, even if it comes up as a buy. Because we did get a question yesterday. One person questioned me, and he asked me, what did he do wrong? And then I mentioned it's at the all-time high, and when price gets to the all-time high, it usually reverses. So that's something to keep in mind. So there's a couple factors here to look at. The main things I look at are fundamentals and retail sentiment. Another main thing is to make sure that you're aware of the all-time high, which should be up here. So it's something to keep in mind if you guys are trading and you guys are not aware of the all-time high. What I would do is just draw a line there. So like I'll draw like a horizontal line right there. So I know there's an all-time high, and I'm not going to trade when price gets around that area. Yeah, because price clearly broke right past this all-time high, and now this is the new all-time high right here. And that's another reason why I didn't take the 10-minute over here, because you can see how price is kind of struggling to make its way up because of the current price where it's currently at. So let me scroll down a little lower. Let me see if there's any other messages here. I think this is it right now. And Lisa here as well. So Lisa, I think she said her phone was cracked. She said, couldn't really trade with my phone, but small profits crawling through this phase. So she locked in a total of 602 for the day. Nice work, Lisa. Yeah, if you guys have more profits to send over, just send them over and then we'll add them to the list of profits for the day. But you guys have done pretty amazing all day so far. Let me just keep scrolling down a little lower and see. Randall is asking, Shawn, what pivots indicator do you use for trading view? Which pivots indicator are you referring to? Are you referring to the high-low indicator right here? Because this is the K2 high-low pivots indicator. It's not out yet, so you guys don't have access to it. Not sure if that's what you're referring to or if you're referring to something else. If you're just looking at these little number stamps right here, this is using the pivots high-low indicator, which is built into trading view. It's like a built-in indicator. But for these lines right here, like these actual higher highs and lower lows, these are using the K2 indicator that's not released yet for you guys. I'm trying to get it out to you guys this week, but I might need to do a bit more testing. What I might do is I might just release the indicator to you guys, and then we'll go over the actual strategy next week once I do a bit more testing. Because as you can see right here, I took a lot. Well, this loss here was using a variation. It wasn't to the actual strategy. Because I'm testing out something else as well. Junior over here sent more profits in. He locked in a total of 3,740. Pretty much all wins here, just one small loss there, but pretty much everything else has been a win. So definitely great work right there, Junior. And Patricia as well, she's currently sending me more profits. She said done for now, locked in a total of 2,086. Nice work, Patricia. And then her other account right here, 1,393. Great work all around. But Daddy over here locked in some nice profit as well. Just sent his profits in, locked a total of 177. Great work, Daddy. Yeah, so great work, guys. Glad to see all you guys here profiting. Let me try to get down a little lower to answer the rest of these questions. S is asking if we're at the new all-time high. Yes, we are. Let's see. Yeah, Randy confirmed the all-time high for the daily. So that's why I didn't take a daily entry because of the all-time high, but we will take a look at that. See, Abraham said, Shawn, I had a question. It's okay to reply later on Telegram. What's your question, Abraham? Let me check real quick. Okay, it's a personal message, so I'll look at it later, Abraham. So I'll look at that a little later once I'm done with the session. Fire Tablet's asking, do you feel the reaction from the news later will be pretty sudden in whichever direction? So I think the reaction to the news already happened. I don't think it's going to affect it anymore moving forward. You can see right here that the news happened at 7, right? So let me just mark it up for you right here. So news happened at 7 and it was positive news, right? So I think that's when the reaction happened. So news happened right here at 7 o'clock. Oh, wrong line. Okay, so right here, 7 o'clock. So right here at 7 o'clock is when the news was released, right? Price kind of just went sideways. And then the reaction happened right here at about 7:12. So at 7:12, we had this big push to the upside. And I think that was reaction to the news because the news was both positive, or it was positive for everything, I think. Yeah, looking at the news over here, it was positive for, yeah, the Richmond Manufacturing Index positive, CB Consumer Confidence positive, new home sales positive. So everything was positive there at 7 o'clock. This is when the news was released. You see how price kind of just went sideways for like the first 12 minutes or so, and then it just shot up. So it already made its reaction to the news. I don't think it's going to affect it later. I think the new thing that's going to affect the market is going to be the earnings, which will be released all, I don't know if it's going to release through the session or after the session, but the market does close over here at 1:30. So let me just mark it up. So basically, right here. So market is going to close around on this time right here. This is when the earnings is going to be released, and this is probably when you're going to see some spikes in price during Asia session. Or what you might see is price will spike when the market reopens later. That's probably what to expect. Other than that, let me scroll down a little lower. Gotcha. Okay, no problem. Randall, glad I can help you with that right there. Professor said, I like the idea of you releasing the indicator this week with a disclaimer and teaching it next week. Some of us are ready to use it and have a decent understanding of what you're doing with it. No, definitely, Professor. And that's why I want to release it to some of you guys who are ready for it. So that you guys can, start using it and just be familiar with it as well. Riga's asking if I traded today. Riga, did you just go missing and then come back? Because we took the trade together. That's where everyone made this profit here. I think you probably went missing for like at the worst time because everyone here profited off that trade that we took earlier. We took this buy right here. And that's how I made my profit off there at 1,130. So I'm not sure if you just missed the trade, Riga. You might have went missing for a bit, but you probably went missing right when we all took that trade. I'm assuming you just came back to the live session, but we did trade today and we made profit off this this buy that we saw earlier. All right, let me scroll down a little bit. Duggan said, hey, Shawn, maybe once you release the new indicator, maybe do a video on completely setting up your indicators and charts. It could help new people. There is a video for that on the course, Duggan. I'm not sure if you missed it, but there is a video for that. There's a whole video. It's like a 30-minute video of me showing all of the functions of TradingView. And it's like a whole video that says TradingView functions and stuff, where I actually explain all that in detail. So I'm not sure if you missed that video. It's like one of the first videos. Like if you go in order, you'll see it there. So there's a video for that already. All right, let me see over here real quick. B said he got on the daily on one lot. Yeah, it's no problem. You can do that too. B, like that's what I usually do as well. But I was probably gonna wait a little bit to catch it a little later. Oh, nice. Yeah, so Rika, he caught that trade as well. Yeah, it was laggy. It was laggy on that for sure. Here, let me just answer the questions here because I don't want to miss over these. So Billy's asking, how do you set automatic TP stop loss? We use the depth of market tool on TradingView. I mean on MT4. So if you right click on your chart, click on depth of market, you'll get this tool right here. You can set your lot size in the middle, stop loss, and TP. That's how I pretty much set it. When I enter a buy or a sell, it'll automatically enter the trade for me, and then it'll automatically set my TP stop loss. Another question here from Gilbert's asking, can I start trading with 125? Yeah, you can. It's going to be difficult to. I mean, you have to use a broker that uses mini lot sizes or micro, actually. You can't trade mini with that much. You need like at least 500 to 1,000 to trade minis. If you want to trade micros, you can probably trade with that much. You have to use a broker like CoinEx if you want to trade US 30 with that amount. But you're probably going to need a little more money. I don't think $100 is going to really get you that far. You might as well just trade demo for now. And then once you're good, you can start trading a bit more. All right, other than that, let me scroll down a little bit. Fire Tablet's asking, I mean the news when market close, what site is that? Sorry, Fire, I'm completely lost with your question, Fire Tablet. If you want to rephrase your question or because I'm not sure what you're referring to. Oh, you're talking, okay, sorry, no, I get it now. You're talking about the earnings. So you're asking when the earnings closes. I don't have a site for that. There's no site for it. If you go to the premium group, there's, I think it's in the premium trade talk. I think Lisa posted it. So Lisa posted it right here. the list. It's on the premium trade talk. So if you just search up Lisa, you'll see her post here. It was about 10:25 p.m. last night, if you want to look. That's going to be the earnings report. And there's no guaranteed time when the market's going to react to it because the market's closed. So it doesn't really, there's not going to be a guaranteed time when it moves. You just have to be careful not to be trading. Well, I would just not trade during that time and I would just wait for it. Because if you don't wait for it, then you can get caught on the opposite side. Like there's going to be a big chance of you getting caught in a spike. So what's going to happen here is you can see where I marked at the time right here. Market's going to close for about an hour or 2 hours. When the market reopens right here, you're probably going to see a spike or you're going to see a gap in price because the movement's going to happen during off session. So that's just something to be aware of. I just recommend not trading during that time, waiting for it to actually happen and then trading off the reaction rather than waiting for the reaction to happen and just catching the move that way because you're just gambling at that point. All right, let me scroll down a little bit and see what else we got here. Yeah, no, definitely. So Patricia said that'd be great if you could release it so that everyone can play around with it. I agree. Abraham's question is, what's your view on funding accounts that give 50% profits with no challenges? Yeah, Fire Tablet, I just saw your question earlier. Abraham is asking about my view on funding accounts that give 50. I can kind of tell what you're talking about, Abraham. You're talking about the accelerated accounts with MFF, right? Because they pay you 50% profit with no challenge. I mean, I don't really have a view on it because the thing is, I'm a good trader, so I can make profit on whatever funding account that I do. So I don't really have a view on it. I just think that your payout's a lot smaller. So if you're a good trader, the challenges make more sense because you make more profit. You make an 80% split. If you're getting 50% profit and you're consistent with your trading, you're cutting yourself short because you're getting a lot less profit for the same work that you would have done if you would have just done the challenge. So I think the thing right there is it's like your goals, right? Are your goals short-term gratification or long-term? Because if you're going for short-term and you just want to catch some profit here, then obviously that's going to fit you. If you know you're good at something already and you know you're going to be consistently good, then the challenge is going to make more sense because you're going to make more profit that way. I thought about that too myself because I was thinking, oh, I should just do that and then make some profit right away. But that account gives you low leverage. You start with a 50K account. So you think about it, you're not going to make much profit off that. Like, for example, if you're doing a 50K account and you're making 10% off that, you're making 5,000. If you're trading so that's on off your, and this is the most expensive account. So you're going to pay like almost 5,000 for this account already. So you're basically just breaking even at that point, off your first month or so. If you're trading a challenge and you have like a 200K account and you pass the challenge and you get funded and you get 80K% split, and you do 10% of that, that's 20,000. And if you're taking 80% of that, you're taking 16,000 home. If you're doing the 50% account, you're only taking 2,500. So, if you do the math there, the math makes sense to do the challenge versus the automatic funding. I think the automatic funding is just to like make people think that you're going to make more, but you're actually not going to make more. You're going to make a lot less. But if that's how you want to trade and you just want to get straight to it, then that's it just depends on the person. For me, I'm not going to do that because it doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather just wait a month or so and then make quadruple or 5 times the profit than making a quick profit off that. So other than that, yes, Abraham said, yeah, having a hard time with the challenges. I mean, either way, you're still going to have a hard time with the live. If you can't be consistent on a challenge, you're not going to be consistent on an accelerated account. So if you blow challenges, you're still going to blow the accelerator. It doesn't make a difference. I think what you need to focus on is becoming a better trader first. Once you're a good trader, then yeah, you can think about doing the accelerated. But once you have that, you're going to just do the thing that pays you the most out anyways. Dean said, Shawn, consider trying the MFF accelerated for fun. That was the lag that I just referred to, Dean. The thing is, you're not going to get paid a lot for that. It takes you forever to get that scaled up. I would just do the challenge and just scale the challenge up. Also, I don't really like MFF right now because the spreads kind of suck during Asia session. Well, I mean, the spreads are worse than FTMO for sure. So scalping on MFF is a little more difficult, especially during Asia session. Like I wouldn't be able to trade during Asia session because the spread is 360 pips and our target is 100 pips. So you need to go for about 460 pips just to hit your TP, which is that just doesn't make any sense to me. If you're a swing trader or intraday, then yeah, that makes sense. But if you're scalping, MFF is probably not going to be the best option. It works, but only during certain sessions like New York or London. All right, guys. I missed this trade right here. I literally just missed this trade. I was looking at it and I was waiting for it to break below and I missed it. So looking at this high-low scalp strategy, I'll just go over here real quick. Okay, so I totally missed this right here, but I wouldn't have taken it anyway. So I'm just looking at it because to show you guys what I was looking for. So I want to confirm a previous swing, high and low. So right here, for example, this is the low and this is a high, right? With that said, we have the first requirement. The second requirement, you want to confirm price break and close past the previous swing. So price right here broke and closed past this swing. Third, you want to confirm you're trading in the direction of momentum. Right here, we have a sell signal. So I'm only looking for sells at this point. And then lastly, you want to make sure that price is not ranging or consolidating. Price obviously broke down below here, so it's not ranging or consolidating. And lastly, you just want to confirm that price has not touched it before it broke and closed it. So right here, price never touched this point and it broke right through it. So after that, you would enter on the open of the falling candle, which should be right here. And if we were to let this run, price came up a little bit, came down, hit full TP right there. So that would have been an entry there using that strategy, but I personally wouldn't have taken it anyways. Now that I think about it, because the fundamentals were actually bullish. So I wouldn't have traded in that direction. I would have only been looking for buys. Also looking at retail sentiment, currently 71% short. So I'm still looking for this bounce back to the upside. I have this right here as the low, and then this is the high right here now. However, it is 7:51 right now, so I think I'm done trading for the day. Currently right now, my profits for the week are not so horrible. They're all right. So let's see. Nice. So Kevin's trading on his demo right now while he waits for his funded account, locking some nice profit right there. Kevin locking a total of 3,514. So for me over here, you guys can see these are both my accounts. Off my first account right now, I'm currently up, and this is for this week, so 6,375, and then my other account 6,875. So I'm in profit a total of 13,250 for the week, which is not bad at all. It's only Tuesday, so hopefully I can just keep adding that up. I had 2 losses this week, totaling about 6,000. So if I didn't take those losses there, that'd be another 12,000 in the bank, which I'd be up 25K right now. But it's fine, losses come and go. As long as you guys are consistent, you guys continue to win, you'll bounce back from that. So let me see if there's any other questions here before I continue on. Otherwise, I think I'm going to be done with my trades for the day. Maddie said candle was low-key too big, was going to take it, but it was risky. No, I agree. I wouldn't have taken that either, Maddie. Rick said, I took the sell on the candle before, really looking forward to using new indicator. No, definitely, Rick. I think you'll like this very much because I could kind of tell your trading style, Rick. You're kind of similar to me. You like to gamble. So, well, I'm not like that anymore, but I think you'll like this strategy a lot, Rick, because this is such a quick move. Like you saw how that sell happened right there, right? Because I know for like certain people, they like to be on the charts. Like being on the charts are like, that's like what people like to do, right? They just like sitting on the charts. If you like sitting on the charts and you're waiting for these moves all day, you can lock in a ton of profit. That's pretty much what I've been doing. That's why I don't normally sit at the charts all day, and I usually take like 2 or 3 trades a day. But lately I've been sitting at the charts and look at all these trades that I have and they all hit because I'm just waiting pretty much for entries. So I think you'll like this a lot, Rick. So once this indicator is released, I think you can play around with it, and I think you'll like it a lot because it helps with a lot of things. It helps with identifying ranging markets, consolidation. It helps identify when price is going to be moving directional. It's just, it's an all-around package. And if you tie it together with the other K2 indicators, it makes a huge difference. Rick said, I'm more like beta Shawn 1.0, right? It's the other question here. Scott said, hi, Shawn. Is there a mapping required to use FTMO as a master and Hugos as a copier with social trader tools? Yes, that is correct. So, Scott, when you go to your copier, go to the map tool thing, and then you'll map um, FTMO, which is current. This is the symbol for FTMO. It's US30.cash. You'll map it to US30, which is just US30 on Hugo's Way, so that whenever you take a trade for US30 cash, it'll take it for US30 on Hugo's Way as well. I had that same issue when I first started using that copier, but it's not very difficult. Once you get it down, it makes it a lot easier. All right, guys. So I think that's it for this session. It's about to be 8 o'clock. It's getting close to my time of logging off. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to message me through email or Telegram. Otherwise, I will catch you guys on the session tomorrow. There's not really much to look at today. So what I do recommend is if you guys do continue to trade, be careful, right? Today is still Trap Tuesday. Just because I'm getting off the live session doesn't mean that the traps have ended. The traps are going to keep going on all throughout the session. And then you guys want to be careful because earnings are going to be released a little later today. I think they're going to be slowly released throughout the session, depending on the company. And then they're going to be officially released after the session is over. So at 1 o'clock over here, my time. So it's 7 right now, or it's about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So in about 5 or 6 hours, the earnings are going to be completely released. And at that point, you're probably going to see a gap in price. So what you might see is price might close like right here, right? And then price might open like when the market reopens, because the market is closed for 2 hours. So market will be closed right here until 1500. Price might close down here. And then when it comes back, price will be like up here. It'll just gap. So what I recommend is you guys close all your positions before market closes, because the last thing you want to do is be caught in a trade, whether it be good or whether it be bad, and you get caught in, and there's going to be huge swap too. So you might get hit with the swap fee because depending on how long you've been holding that trade or how many lot sizes you're carrying. So just keep that in mind. I don't know if this is going to happen, but this is what might happen if the earnings are released during this closed time period right here, which is probably what's going to happen. So other than that, guys, I think that's it. If you guys do have questions, reach out. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the next live session on Wednesday as we power through the rest of this trading week. So great profits amongst everyone else here. Let me see if there's anything else. So Patrick locked in a total of 6,344. Great work, Patrick. And if you guys do have profits, send them over and they'll add them to the list of profits to be posted at the end of the session. So that's about it, guys. Other than that, have a great week, and I'll see you guys on the next